The FNCS Pro-Am is just a couple days away, and it's time I do my FNCS Pro-Am predictions and also go over the drop map with you guys to show you where everyone will be landing at this weekend. But before we get into that, I want to quickly go over the format for you guys. If you don't really know what the FNCS Pro-Am is, the FNCS Pro-Am will be on May 10th, which is this Saturday, and it will be 6 games on the new Reload Slurp Rush map, and the format will be 10 points per win. You get 1 point for every placement from 10th all the way to first place. So 10 points per win and also 1 point per elim as well. So it will be a pretty elim based format going into the weekend. So I'm really interested to see how this makes teams play early and mid game, if they're going to be aggressive, trying to get their elim points up, since they can always just reboot if one of the people on a duo die. So they always have that fallback option if they're keying a bit. I don't really think a lot of people will key, but certain teams that have somebody like Cold or Peterbot or one of the really good pros that can maybe go and key are probably going to play pretty aggressive early and mid game. Now, there is just one team update going into the LAN. Sadly, Amar will not be going to the LAN due to visa issues. As earlier today, he tweeted, "Hey guys, as some of you may have already heard, I won't be going to LA for the Pro-Am. Unfortunately, after my visa was approved, it went back into processing and I was supposed to fly out today. Everything happens for a reason though," and he spelled reason like Rezon. He will be hosting a viewing party though, but he and Rezon will not be playing. And the replacement for Amar will be the big brother himself, Faxity. So we will have Faxity and Rezon playing at the LAN. A lot of people were super upset that Faxity did not get a spot in this LAN, and in the end, we will be having Faxity playing at the LAN. It sucks that Amar isn't going to play, but if they were going to replace Amar with anybody, Faxity is the perfect replacement. And I think the vibes between Rezon and Faxity are going to be just as good as Amar and Rezon. I think Rezon and Faxity are going to click really well, and I think they're going to be a super funny team to watch on Saturday. But now let's take a quick look at the drop map and where every team is landing. The only team I do not have on this drop map is Mongrel and Ali. I have no idea where they're landing, so we're gonna have to see where Mongrel and Ali end up landing. But looking up at the top left, we have Clicks and Lacey and Vino and Reddish both landing at Steamy Stacks, and I definitely expect this to be split. Just like a lot of these other off spawns, I expect to be split as well. Then underneath them, we have Thomas HD Somerset versus Seti and Daya off spawn. Now, this is definitely a drop spot that should fight off spawn. And I don't know if you guys have ever played Reload, but it's pretty hard to wipe a team off spawn unless you're both fighting in the same box and it's like a really quick fight. So I don't even expect this to really end in a team getting eliminated. Maybe one of them gets eliminated every game and the other one just flies away when they get rebooted and just reset. So we're probably going to be seeing just a lot of resets after rebooting in this game mode this weekend. Then underneath that drop spot, we have Rezon and Faxity versus Koyota and Captain Shoda. This is another off spawn that will probably be split a lot, and even if they do end up fighting, probably won't be a finished off spawn fight. Then underneath that, we have Queasy and Nick A30 uncontested at Fort Crumpet. I think this is a very good duo at a very underrated drop spot as well. And going into my predictions in a bit, you're going to see I actually have a lot of faith in this team. Then looking back up top, we have Regs and Nate Hill and Mr. Savage and Lachlan. This is another one that I expect to be split. I believe Regs and Nate land at the top part of this box, and then Mr. Savage and Lachlan, I don't really know where they're going to land. So this is another one where I don't think they're going to really fight. Then to the right of this, we kind of have a lot of chaos going on. We have Courage JD Cold, Booga Typical Gamer, and Moxie Cypher PK all landing in the same area, kinda. And I believe this is probably going to be a Moxie and Cypher PK landing at the south building, which is a little bit above Slurpee. Then I'm not sure really where Booga is going to end up landing initially. I do believe he's probably going to land the same building as Moxie and Cypher. So we'll probably get Booga Typical Gamer versus Moxie Cypher. Off spawn, we'll probably get that off spawn fight. Probably will work just like the other off spawn fights. I doubt it goes to the death every single game. Maybe 1 or 2 games they end up wiping the other duo, but most likely this is just going to be a split as well. And then I believe Courage and Cold are going to land a bit more north and just loot the top side of the map. So out of all the drop spots, I think on the map, this is the most likely area where the actual fighting will happen every game. But moving on to the right of that, we have Podesai and Nikov landing at Boom and Base. And I think this is going to be another really good duo this weekend. As if you guys didn't know, Nikov actually made World Cup duos, and Podesai is a pro on EU. So I think this is a very sneaky team. Nikov's definitely one of the best content creators playing on Saturday. Then going to the right of this drop spot, we have Dirty Docs, we have 916 Gone and Flakes Power versus is Cooper and Zimmy off spawn. This is just like Steamy Stacks up where Clicks and Vino are landing. I think these two are going to split. Dirty Docs is a humongous POI, and even in the pro reload games, this drop spot doesn't even fight as well. It's just way too big, and it's way too easy to disengage if somebody gets knocked. So definitely no fights are probably really going to happen here. Then to the left of them, we have Alex and Loser Fruit. I think this is a pretty solid, underrated drop that they'll probably get uncontested unless they maybe get surprise con by Mongrel. So I think Alex and Loser Fruit have a pretty solid drop. Then to the left of them, we have Peterbot and Ozzy landing uncontested Slurpy Swamps. Peterbot still just gets whatever POI he wants uncontested. It's actually insane. Even at a Pro AM, at a POI like Slurpy Swamp, that has so much free HP and shield with all the slurp there, they're still getting the whole entire POI uncontested. That just must be Peterbot Aura or something. Then looking under them, we have Kanata and Stable Ronaldo down at Stilt Town. I think this is another pretty solid drop spot, and I think Kanata and Ron, if Ron actually practices a little bit going in and isn't completely rusty, this is definitely going to be a really good team as well. And then to the right of them, lastly, we have Cammy and Jacob landing at the Lighthouse split. I think this is another pretty solid drop. Maybe one of the drops that Mongrel ends up contesting though. So all of these teams that are uncontested currently, it is really up to where Mongrel and Allier end up dropping. But at the same time, Mongrel and Allier are probably the worst duo at the Pro AM. So it probably won't matter too much for these teams. But moving on now, let's get into my top 10 predictions for the FNCS Pro AM. I have Cooper and Zimmy as my favorites to win. I think they're going to finish first place. I've been watching them in the Eval Cups and also in some of these Skin Cups, and I definitely think they are the best team going into this weekend. And I also think Dirty Docs is the best POI on this map. In the Reload Eval Cups, I feel like Dirty Docs pulled zone a lot of the time. So I think Cooper and Zimmy will do very well. Then in my second place, I have Clicks and Lacey. I think Clicks and Lacey could either win, or I also think they might get around like 10th place maybe. But I think this team skill-wise is definitely one of the best and should be one of the favorites and are one of the favorites for most people in their predictions. So I definitely think Clicks and Lacey finish around the top 3 range. Then we have a pick that a lot of people might not really believe in, but I think this is going to be a very sneaky team on Saturday. Queasy and Nick A30. And the reason I have Queasy and Nick A30 this high is because we all know where Queasy likes to play. We know Queasy's going to be on height. And in this format, I feel like wins are going to be very valuable. And I think if Queasy and Nick A30 can pull off 1 to 2 wins, I think they're definitely going to be a top 5, even a top 3 team. So I'm believing in Queasy and Nick A30 here. I think they can definitely get top 3 for sure. So I'm going to put them in top 3. Then next in 4th place, I have Peterbot and Ozzy. A lot of people aren't going to agree with this one because it's Peterbot and I have him getting 4th. And a lot of people think Peterbot's probably going to win because it's Peterbot. But I just sadly think there's some teams that might just be better. Like I think Queasy and Nick A30 will have a better playstyle going for height. And then I also think teams like Clicks and Lacey and Cooper and Zimmy, I just think those teams have more skill than Peterbot and Ozzy combined. But at the end of the day, we don't really know how much weight the content creators are going to have in their placement. If it's really just a pro carrying every game, Peterbot obviously is the best pro and can carry the best. So we'll just have to see how that works out this weekend. Then rounding out my top 5, I have Podesai and Nikov landing boom and base uncon. I think this is going to be a very good team. I watched a clip of Nikov edit coursing the other day. He looks primed up. This is a team that's very familiar with each other and they've been grinding a lot. A lot of these teams are very unfamiliar with each other and haven't been grinding. And I think Podesai and Nikov have been grinding. So I think there's going to be a bit of a placement difference because of that mentality that they really want to win. And you can see that they want to win. So I definitely have Podesai and Nikov getting top 5. Then rounding out my top 10 predictions, I have Kanata, Stable Ronaldo in 6th, Thomas HD Somerset 7th, Gon and Flakes Power 8th, Booga Typical Gamer 9th, and Vino Reddish 10th. And I know a lot of you are going to point out me having Thomas and Somerset in 7th place, but I just think with them being contested, also with the fact that they're very unfamiliar with each other, and I don't think they've played yet with each other, so I don't think they're going to have a lot of confidence playing with each other, and I also don't really know how like the IGLing and stuff will work with this duo. Even though they probably are the best pro / content creator pairing skill wise, because Somerset is the best content creator on paper. And then Thomas HD is one of the best aimers in the world. So we're definitely gonna have to see how they do this weekend. A lot of people have this team getting top 3. I just don't really think they will, but they definitely could prove me wrong. I could see them proving me wrong pretty easily as well. We'll just have to see. Let me know down below what you think of my predictions. Also, comment down below your top 5 predictions for the FNCS Pro Am, and let's see how similar or different our lists are. And also, if you guys want to see more information on the FNCS Pro Am, like the time when it starts on every single region, I put a time zone for every single region in my Discord. Make sure you guys do join my Discord. You'll see more information about the Pro Am, and you can also see an updated version of the map if anybody changes drop spots, or if Mongrel and Allier end up tweeting out where they're landing. So all of that will be in my Discord. Make sure you guys join up. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you do subscribe and turn on notifications on to never miss a video just like this one, like me going over my FNCS Pro Am predictions or any other competitive news videos I might make. And also drop a like on this video as well so it gets pushed out to more people and more people can see my FNCS Pro Am predictions, and also the drop map and some other news like Amar not going to land and who his replacement will be. But that's going to do it for me in this video, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.